Coming up on Elon Phoenix Weekly, we look back on the early part of the Elon football season.
And get behind the scenes with players and coaches, next on Elon Phoenix Weekly.
I think it takes a lot of mental strength to come back from an injury like a hamstring injury. So starting out, I got hurt with William & Mary. Probably less than 2 weeks later, I had surgery, and I actually walked out of surgery, which a lot of people don't walk out of surgery, and they didn't want me to. They were telling me sit down in the wheelchair and everything, but it's something about me wanting to walk out that helped me, mentally start preparing. All right, now it's time to get back into it. I know it was kind of a curse and a blessing at the same time to get hurt the way I did, because I just see things from a different perspective that a lot of guys can't see. If you haven't been injured or you haven't went through a major injury, then you can't really appreciate the little things of football, like the meetings and being able to go on the practice field and practice when it's 100 degrees outside. You have the opportunity to get out there and work.
There's always value in these FBS games. The kids get excited about it. The staff's excited about it. You get to play in an NFL stadium, against a top 20 football team. And for a lot of our kids, maybe they weren't recruited by some of these FBS teams. So, we got a little chip on our shoulder and gives us a chance to go out and play. And, in these games, you kind of got nothing to lose. You want to go out and play your best football.
You got to play relentless. You got to play football today. That means you got to be able to get off blocks. It means you got to tackle. It means we got to pursue. All right, and we got to do it one snap at a time. Good or bad, it's one snap at a time. Resilient. Good things happen, line back up, do it again. Bad things happen, line back up and do it again. Okay? That's the recipe for success today. For us to go out, get lined up, play fast, play physical, play football.
It was definitely beneficial to play USF because I was able to knock the rust off, me personally, because it was my first time back on the field, first time, live in action. I was able to see a couple things, slow things down, get back into it.
A handoff, he'll give it to Summers. Malcolm bounces it outside, 45, across the midfield, pinball spinning down to the 41-yard line, make it the 40-yard line of the Bulls.
Yeah, when you come out of this game, we didn't get the result we wanted, but there were a lot of positives. The way we played in the second half, coming out defensively, forcing a 16-play drive, making them earn it, and then following that up with 3 straight punts, forcing them to punt 3 drives in a row. We can build off of that. When you look at Furman, we are becoming familiar with them. It's becoming a bit of a rivalry. We're up against those guys in recruiting all the time, a former Southern Conference rival. It's important that we go out and we play well.
It's gonna be you! Is it gonna be you? Oh no! Who's it gonna be?
stepped on that field, it was go time, and everybody knew what we had to do. It honestly happened so fast. They goggled and looked to their sideline, and we goggled and we changed the play to one where I was going in.
And on second down, Granger looking to throw. Ball pops free, good flip, and touchdown Phoenix, straight legs.
I just executed and played fast, and then the outcome was the outcome, and we celebrated after. It was awesome.
Elon got through on the offensive line of the Paladins, knocked it free.
Coach Trish was harping on us, and you could tell that there was some pressure. So we just wanted to go out and play and show that we belong here.
When you have fun playing, that's the best feeling ever, and you play harder when you're having fun, which is something that this team is starting to do. Everybody was smiling the whole time, from the start of the game to the finish of the game. Everybody was smiling, and that was just a great thing to see. The fans and everything, it was support. We were one big family against Furman, and that's what we love to see, and we hope to see that in the future too.
The thing we gotta understand is we got a chance to be pretty good if we do the right things. And everybody's got the self-discipline to do the right things. And everybody has each other's back. And we continue to practice hard and develop this football team. Every week will be a battle and a challenge. You guys did make a statement tonight, and I congratulate you and all the coaches, okay? I know how much this game meant to a lot of you guys, all right? And it's a great win.
Family, boys, on three. 1, 2, 3, family!
Everybody wants to be like somebody else. Everybody wants to look for an external thing to help them be the best person that they can be. But we don't often look in and say, okay, I'm writing my story.
We're working, baby, we're working. I like it.
Like, everybody wants to read self-talk books on how to get better when you don't look inside yourself and say, okay, what do I want to do? What is my purpose? What am I here to do?
When we return, more from The Spark on Elon Phoenix Weekly.
Lifted to center over the head of Chiquino. It'll go all the way to the wall. Sunday as Lynch lifts one, giving it chases it, and the 2-2 offering, swinging strike three. Runner going, Leany will throw down in time, gets served. Damarelli makes the play. This is the perfect way to go out.
Going back to the NCAA tournament.
Hey, we deserve this. We worked so hard.
I don't want to leave this golf course not a CAA champion.
Something we've been striving for since my freshman year, and I couldn't be more excited.
Going into Charleston Southern, I mean, we played a lot of triple option teams before, so, we kind of knew what we were getting ourselves into. We had a game plan of, really it's just assignment football. One person has the QB, one person has the running back, and it's really just about making tackles. At the beginning of the game, we kind of struggled a little bit. Coach told us that, we're a good football team. We can beat these guys. All we got to do is do everything that we worked on in practice. We got back to that, got focused, locked in, and good things happened. Coming back like that, it shows that we have a lot of resilience. It shows that, we're not just going to give up when times get tough, So I think that was really good to see from our defense. Just to see the adversity and how we handled it, it was a good thing to see because, it's not going to be a walk in the park in the CAA.
Good job, man. Great job. Okay, come back in the second half the way we did. All right? The lesson here is pretty simple. You got to always have an edge when you go out there and play. Because if you don't, you end up at halftime like we did. And we came out and played with poise and effort in the second half. Hey, family on three, 1, 2, 3.
They've had to be fighters. They were born premature. Things were a little scary. He's sighing. You're sighing. Yeah, you just.
They're 1 month early.
They've been together since day one. They've been teammates. They've been roommates, and they really pretty much they do get along. Thank God, because they're together a lot.
We didn't bicker a lot as kids. We were each other's best friends. I guess that transitioned into football. We worked well together. He was my offensive lineman when I was a running back. He was my defensive lineman when I was a linebacker.
When they were in high school and being recruited, the schools that were looking at them, most of them were CAA, and they would have played against each other. So, when Elon came along, it was just, it's the perfect fit.
Well, things got off to kind of a rough start for both of them.
We tore our left labrums. I tore mine the third day of camp. He tore his the first scrimmage.
And the nurses were just confused because they looked on the board and they had just brought Eric back, and they said, well, that's Eric Whitehead, born 12/17/96. But there's an R Whitehead in the operating room, born 12/17/96, with the same injury. And they just kind of looked at us and we said, yeah, they do everything together.
It's kind of like I just grew up with my best friend my entire life.
I didn't realize how important a brother was until college. A lot of people struggle to find friends, but I always had a friend and a roommate all 4 years here, so it was just nice, going through all the difficult times you go through in college, just having that one person by your side.
I get asked a lot if it's weird that we play in college together, but it really, since we've always done it, we've always played together, so it's really, it just feels like the norm.
Yeah, UNH, they've been a really good football team. They made the playoffs, I think, for the past 14 years. So, we knew we were going to have to do our jobs. We got back to our bread and butter plays, and we just executed. On the goal line sack, we were running the play, so I was blitzing the B gap, and the guard he came on me. I ended up slipping off of him and kind of able to push them outsides, and then Willoughby was able to get the sack. So, you know, it was good teamwork, you know, good effort on both guys there. Just having these coaches come in here and show us and teach us new things, new techniques, it's great. It feels good to be able to win games.
Again, we look forward to seeing you back at Rhodes Stadium sometime soon.
They started off as preferred walk-ons, as my husband mentioned. They worked really hard. They were here all year long. They came in the summer. They did whatever the scholarship players were doing. They were here. They did classes. They did workouts. But this is what they really wanted to do. So last year, Coach Signetti called them both in, and they were awarded scholarships.
So the scholarship that I was awarded was the Mark Foley scholarship, and he was also a former walk-on at Elon who then earned a scholarship. When he passed away, his friends and family decided to start a scholarship in his name for those players who went through a similar situation, who was a walk-on, then awarded a scholarship. And I got the opportunity to meet Mr. Foley this past week after UNH, and he was just telling me all these great stories about him, how he was just a hard player. He loved the sport, loved his teammates, and they wanted to make sure that his legacy lived on. And I feel like it's my duty now to make sure that his legacy lives on, so that the next person who's awarded the scholarship can continue that, and that his name is never forgotten.
You know, going through scout team, it's rough, you know, 30 minutes to an hour of just getting killed by the first teamers is not very fun, but you know, just we both worked so hard for this. You know, we played football together since we were freshmen in high school, so just getting it the same day just meant a lot.
It's one of the proudest moments, and they did it. It was all them. I mean, this was all their hard work, and they love this team. They love this school. They love this game.
After the break, a huge win on the road. Stay with us.
It's always going to be a close game. It's always going to come down to wire. It's always going to be competitive.
You can get your man right for a dog fight each and every week.
Talent here is just unbelievable. Every game's a challenge. You never really know what you're going to get into.
This is CAA football.
Stepping up in the pocket. There's Woodson again to the second level. Touchdown, Stacey Bedell.
Week in and week out, teams compete at the highest level. There's never a week off. I just look forward to the challenge every time we play a CAA team because we know we're going to get their best.
Alvarez curls at far post, and that's a goal!
Swing and a miss.
And gets the stop.
So Jones has it knocked down by Klein.
For someone, Sebring takes a deep three!
The CAA athlete has a lot of pride in what they do in the classroom and also what they do on the basketball court.
They're the true student athletes.
You know, you learn not only what's book smart, but you also learn, you know, how to deal with people, how to bring out the best in them.
Every single day, you're challenged to do something great.
You never know when the ball is going to stop bouncing. Your education has to be your #1 priority because your education will take you a whole lot further than a jump shot will.
Going into JMU, for the most part, we were all pretty focused. I mean, we knew that it was going to be a big game and that we had like a big opportunity to go out there and, you know, win a game.
1, 3, cut his backside. And remember, bat and baseball.
There's an old saying, big time players make big time plays in big time games. And I just kept reciting that to myself. just wanted to be physical all week, and we had the mindset that we was ready to beat them and prepared to make a big win.
Okay, listen up. Play our game. Play our game and play it well. Do what you're coached to do. Do the things you have to do to be successful. Line of scrimmage, turnover ratio, protect the ball, take it away, explosives, third down, red area. Don't get too high, don't get too low, okay? You got better stuff right here than they do. We have to use it, all right? We have to be extremely disciplined and play our game, all right? We are prepared for this opportunity. Let's go do this thing, one play at a time. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
We say good afternoon on a picturesque fall Saturday. It's the 9th-ranked team in the country. The Elon Phoenix venture into a venue that has not been kind to not only CAA teams, but anybody for that matter. We're the number 2 ranked and 3-time defending CAA champs. James Madison has won 19 straight.
Throughout the whole game, I knew that it was going to be a dogfight. Our defense played well the whole game, the entire game. We created a bunch of turnovers. We didn't turn the ball over, which was really important.
Snap, straight drop, Danucci looking, and it's snowed under.
I felt like our offense, at the beginning, we were a little slow, but then we picked it up.
Off the near hash mark, working from the 30 now, 1st and 15.
The DB was playing 10 yards off, and I just ran at him.
Cheat, straight drop, looking, he'll go deep.
Davis threw a perfect ball.
Got a man out there, and it is caught. Cole Taylor makes the grab.
Not the open side, because that's where they like to run the zone so far.
Special teams need to be great here. We're getting the ball first, one play at a time. Okay, one play at a time, every play is number 9.
Second down and 8, 11:44 left. Snap, handoff, given to Summers. My goodness, what a hole! 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Elon! Malcolm Summers through the wide hole on the right side of the offensive line finds his way to the touchdown, and the Phoenix move in front by 7.
The moment I knew we were going to win the game, absolutely, win the game was when they ran the reverse. When you do trick plays and stuff, you just trying to get something out of it, trying to get a quick score, because the regular stuff that you go into the game with is not working. So when they did the reverse, I'm like, oh yeah, we got them where we want them.
.225 left to play. Elon, who's won 5 of the last 7 on the road, all in comeback fashion. Snap, straight drop, looking pass, caught Cortez Weeks near side.
During our last 2-minute drill, the ball went to Cortez and it kind of bounced off of him. Deshaun makes a crazy play and jumps right before the ball hits the ground and he makes the catch. That's kind of when I knew that we were going to win the game.
Jake, straight drop, looking, fires for the end zone, caught, touchdown, Elon! Yes, sir, Taylor! Davis cheek to Avery Jones, and the Phoenix behind Jake's first touchdown.
everybody in this conference been chasing JMU for the last 3 years, and we were the team to beat them, so it meant a lot. And it was kind of speechless. It left me speechless. I didn't know what to say after the game. I was just staring. I'm like, wow, we did it.
For us to be able to like go into their house and like get a win was really important, and I think it was really important for the program.
I felt this. I just felt it. Like I told you guys at halftime. My whole career I've been preparing to win a game like this. And I knew you guys would do it. All we did was play like we could play because we believed and we were prepared. And we're a good football team. Hell to the victory!
I feel like a lot of people didn't expect us to win that game. I feel like it kind of proves to everyone else that we're like here and like our program is here and our program is right where their program is at. So I mean, I think it means a lot for us as a team.
This win definitely made a statement, like we are here and we're not playing with anybody else.
We kind of went into Delaware, you know, like we should have this because we're the number 4 or 5 team in the country. And Delaware kind of humbled us, and it made us realize that on any given Saturday, no matter who your opponent is, no matter who it is that you're playing, they will give you everything they got.
We wanted to come back from a loss and make it a win, and that's kind of what we focused on and what we were worried about doing this week.
After losing last week at Delaware and losing their quarterback for the season, 11th ranked Elon looks to bounce back this afternoon as they welcome the Richmond Spiders to Rhodes Stadium.
We can be the best team in the nation if we put our minds to it. And we seen that when we came out and beat JMU. And then we seen when we practice bad, we have a bad week of practice, what can happen. You can lose a game that you don't expect to lose. We know after beating Richmond that we still have a lot more to do. We have to focus on each game at a time and each play at a time in order to get to where we need to.
If you missed anything or want to watch it again, be sure to check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/Elon Phoenix Weekly.
You can also catch us Saturday mornings right here on Spectrum Cable.
Head to the ElonPhoenix.com to learn more about upcoming games and exciting stories about all Elon sports. And don't forget to tune in next time when we return for another exciting edition of Elon Phoenix Weekly.
On behalf of our producers and crew here at the show, we hope you have a great weekend. For Elon Phoenix Weekly, I'm Talia Lundquist.
And I'm Madeline Kern. See you next time on Elon Phoenix Weekly.